Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty big, huge news when it comes to Sony doing, once again, one of the rarest things we've actually seen these past few weeks, where we actually had a direct option to go and buy and get these PlayStation 5 consoles from Sony themselves. Now, in the traditional sense, these used to be very often, although as of right this second, they're very sporadic. And as of now, that's kind of almost like a big enough moment to, kind of make a video on and talk about it, because we are finally now, once again, somewhat seeing that the supply shortage is getting a little bit more, I guess, streamlined, and as well seeing quite a few more restocks as well. So I would want to say this is actually some pretty good news, with a lot of good wins and a lot of folks getting their consoles, and today's actually been a little bit better of a day than expected as well, mainly because we had the Best Buy drop from earlier on today, and as well, we also had the PlayStation Direct as of right now. So we gotta go give some big credit to Sony for flushing up some stock, doing a lot more restocks, and getting a lot more stock in general moving around, because at the end of the day, that means a lot more of us are gonna probably be getting our consoles, and also one of the easiest and chillest manners as well. So we have a few things to go talk about, and a few little success stories to go and showcase, and as well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console and controller, Twitter and Twitch room as well, link down below. You can sign up for Weeble, sign up for Coinbase, and all the other various good stuff, all linked down below, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. So if you guys did go and miss it, we actually did just go have a public, and I want to go and stress that more, public PlayStation Direct queue. Now, why we go and kind of stress the public is on the fact of, duh, it's public. So before, we've actually had quite a few, and we mean quite a lot, PlayStation 5 Direct email invites. So basically, you had to sign up for it on the PlayStation Direct website. You had to wait years to go have them send you an email, send you a message, and all that stuff. And then with that, you basically got lucky if you guys got the email and you guys have a chance to get your consoles. And if you guys were unfortunately not lucky, then you just basically sat there and twiddled your thumbs and hope for the best. But this is actually now, and this is kind of why I make this video too. If this was the 7th time in a row, I wouldn't want to make this video. But this is now the second public queue after around a 6-month period. Now, that's pretty big considering these consoles have only been out for a year and a half. Now, while that is a long time, way back in the day, we used to actually have a lot of PS Directs, 2 to 3 public ones, where anyone that is around or accessible or able to go get their consoles are able to go and obviously go and get them. But ever since for, a lot of the supply droughts, a lot of just extra weeks waiting for stock and everything, we just haven't really seen them too often. But now, it does kind of seem like at this point, Sony is getting their together. Whatever insert word you guys want to go put in there. It does fully seem like at this point that stock is moving, stock is grooving, restocks are coming once again, and we're actually seeing a lot more successes even for now. One big thing to note too, a lot of the PlayStation Directs, although can and do still get botted, typically are not as heavily botted from other various retailers. So think Amazon, think Walmart, think Target, etc. For PlayStation Directs, like I said, though, there is still botting tied on in, but when it has this huge open stock from Sony themselves, and they usually do like to have a 1 to 2 order limit, and although sometimes people have multiple different emails and kind of somewhat bypass stuff, which is always lame, we definitely don't like seeing that in general, but at least we have been seeing loads of normal individuals getting their consoles. So the fact that we are now seeing Sony once again, this is the second open public queue in the past 6 months, and the last one was only 2 weeks ago. So all of this put together is kind of music to my ears. I'm just going to showcase some things up from the community where you guys would see people hooking up and getting their orders all placed successfully, all tied on in from the PlayStation queue itself. And if you guys don't know, usually the PlayStation queue is just basically you see the link, you buy it directly from Sony, you sit in the queue, and that's why we're kind of stressing this open one bigger. We've seen quite a few. We've probably seen at least 30, 40 email invites. That's whatever. This happens pretty common. It's news to report on because, people check their emails and get hype up for getting it. But the open ones are the big ones because that means that Sony has enough leftover stock to go and make these bad boys show up in your homes. And I love seeing this because it leads into two things. Number one, people obviously checking out and getting their consoles, which is really nice. I mean, everyone wants to get one retail with no other issues, just people getting their consoles and being nice, being happy, getting the hookup, blah, 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 the usual. But part two is that usually whenever Sony has enough stock for to even allocate for these, because as you guys know, Walmart's been overdue and they had to delay some shipping, as well as other retailers took like a month and a half even for online restocks. So with all this put together, that means that Sony, as of this second, does have enough extra stock to go and sell consoles, because they're not going to be doing an open public queue where anyone out there is able to go and sell and get these consoles, or buy and get these consoles, if they don't have a lot of extra stock, especially because this shipping is usually really quick. Usually the shipping itself is usually, within like 2 to 3 days, depending on stock and Sony stock. So this is kind of huge news, mainly because, as I mentioned, this is an open queue. So anyone without an email invite, anyone who sees a link, anyone who's just on top of it, can now have their chance to get their consoles. And with the fact that the past like 6 months, we have almost never seen any open public queues, I would say this is a very big deal, mainly because this is kind of like maybe the nice next sign that Sony is able to go and finally kind of somewhat meet demands a little bit more. As you guys keep on seeing, Xboxes are mostly doing pretty okay. They're not doing the worst. Like, they're getting stock, people are getting them, people are getting the hookup. It's like all around nice. But the one biggest struggle still is the fact of it's not 1,000,000,000% like fully foolproof. But when they have enough extra stock, like I said, and other big retailers like Walmart, they did a restock this week. Target's been getting stores in stock. Best Buy did a drop today. So all these other big retailers are somewhat getting their stock and stock arrivals for it. So at least that kind of goes pretty good. So all around, I like it. I like the fact that we're getting more stock. I like this is good news too, because I want to see these keep on coming. Open queues, we saw so many people. Like, there's so many folks out there that are getting their queue times and had smaller estimated wait times, and people getting the checkouts and everything. I love seeing it. It just feels good. Like, it's a good vibe because there's not as many bots. Like, there's a lot of normal people. People that are sitting there waiting, that are like actually attentive on their phones or whatever, are finally getting rewarded. The stock numbers are looking kind of nice for these drops. The drops are lasting, although still selling out really quickly, they are at least still doing well. Like, they're still being set up in the first place, And like the fact that the drops are like not instantly dying out in like a minute or two gives us, like I said, kind of in the previous video, a little bit of breathing room. And for this, like, there was people that were like, oh my god, like, I'm so worried, I have like over an hour for my PSQ direct. And then right afterwards, they're like, oh hey, no, I actually dumped down to 12 minutes. I sat here, got my console checked out, was perfect. Like, those are the success stories we like seeing. And the fact that we're seeing Sony themselves reopening up a lot of these open queues is a fantastic sign for open stock. Once again, if these were all just for like individual emails, that'd be good news that we're seeing Sony, selling stock, that people are getting hookups, people getting like consoles. That's good news. We like that nonetheless. But the fact that these are all public and they have excess stock, as well, and also after all the big retailers are also covered, this is just phenomenal. I love this. I love seeing this. And now this would almost be like the cherry on top if throughout the next 2 weeks we see another one and we can kind of see more of a new trend. Because as I mentioned, we had a lot of like public queues maybe like 8 months ago, 7 months ago, and then they just stopped. Just out of the blue, just like my camera right there, just stops, It's scary. So we want to have the consoles. We want to make sure we're getting our stuff. We want to see the stock is like flowing well. And that's what I think the Microsoft consoles have been doing really good. They have a consistent place where bundles are still pretty much in stock nonstop. And that's going to be our next big step for the PlayStation. Whenever the bundles are all chilling, then we'll be able to go and have them at least have options, and it kind of sets the top line price for when it comes to all these things in general. But as well, it's going to be even nicer too when we're seeing even more non-botted restock locations, whether it's in stores, like proper normal in-store restocks. Great, we've been seeing that more often. Sony themselves literally selling stock in consoles. Great, we're already seeing that, and it's going on as of literally today. And the fact that Sony, like I said, as I said this multiple times throughout this video, the fact that there's enough extra and bonus stock available for this stuff, phenomenal. I love it. I love seeing consoles, I love seeing stock, I love seeing people getting this hookup. It's just a good feeling. So, kind of give me your thoughts and comments, I guess, down below. Like I said, I wouldn't want to make this on like the 7th time we've seen these PS Direct open queues. But for the fact that this is now not just a one-time thing, which happened on the previous drop, and it's more of a, it's happened more than once type thing, this is a great feeling. And this is actually maybe just a sign of something really good and really nice, because the more consoles in the market, less scalpers are paying, more you normal people are getting consoles. And at the end of the day, I just like to see this kind of random news popping up. So if you guys were a part of the drop and you guys did get some consoles, major congratulations. And as well, I just want to to say I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place. You guys are all fantastic. As well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. As well, for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway, Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below, and sign up for Weeble, sign up for Coinbase, and all the other various stuff. Those are all linked down below, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Thank you.